What's up, guys? It's Kara here, and I thought I would do an update video for you for those that do follow this channel for the competition aspect of things. My last competition was it's been about little over 3 months now that I last competed in Syracuse. And when I finished that competition, and I was so close, like I didn't think I was gonna be, but I was so close to turning pro at that show. I could taste it. I had my plan in place that I was gonna compete again this spring in April in Syracuse. The same show promoter typically has another OCB show. There's usually one in the spring and fall. So that's kind of what my game plan has been, to compete at this show in the spring, and that I knew what I needed to work on and I will be good to go, and that was the game plan. Had a nice long break. Kind of why I had been hesitant to commit to it had been because there were some changes with the organization. So the competition I competed with was a natural organization, the OCB, and some information came out, I don't know, like a few weeks ago, that the OCB was like no longer, or it was going to be under a different division. It wasn't going to be under the IIFYM, which if you turn pro, that's what you would be, as an IIFYM pro. And I know it gets really confusing for those watching this video that maybe you're watching and you don't follow the bodybuilding organizations. Trust me, I know it's confusing for me as well. So it's about to get more confusing. And I'm still kind of confused, but basically there were some changes made within the organizations, and OCB is now like, I don't know if it's like no longer under IIFYM or what. All I know is the show that I was gonna do changed and is now not in, it's not an IIFYM qualifier, it's called a WNBF qualifier, which is another natural bodybuilding organization that has been around. So I was kind of like waiting on that a little bit. I started my cut, but I officially still haven't signed up, but I have officially made up my mind that I am still gonna do the competition. I'm actually gonna sign up today after I do this video. But that was part of my hesitance with kind of waiting to sign up. I was just really confused, like, what does this mean? And it does mean a couple different things, but at the end of the day, like, I do like to compete, and if I didn't like to compete, I wouldn't do it. What I did love about the last show was the fact that it was in Syracuse, that it was local. It was so low stress for me. It was so much fun having so many people I knew there too. It was just like such an amazing experience. If you haven't watched my past behind the scenes footage I put up from the Syracuse show in November, please go watch it now, because I had such an amazing experience. And although my goal, I'd love to turn pro, and that was like my dream with doing these was to turn pro, like that's not the only reason why I do it or any of you should do it. So I decided, you know what, I want to do it anyways. April is just good timing for me. Like, I'm at a place where I'm ready to push myself. I'm officially 10 weeks out. So I had already started my cut. I haven't really lost any weight yet, but I have officially like gotten on track for the competition. So as of today, I'm about 10 weeks out. You guys can check out my most recent vlog that'll be posted with my current weight and progress pics. But I am doing things just a little bit different for this competition, not a ton, but I am working with a new coach. I'm working with Danica Johnson, who is an IIFYM pro. She's also an MTS Street Warrior, so I have met her previously when we were there for the Yorton Cup with MTS. I met her there. She actually won the Yorton Cup. Not this past year, but the year before, and she actually judged this past competition in Syracuse, and she gave me some really, really excellent feedback, probably some of the best feedback I've ever gotten from a judge in any competition I've ever competed in. And she was just really great to me. Like, she smiled when I was on the stage. I talked to her afterwards, and I do know her, so it's not like she's a total stranger to me, because you kind of want to trust who you're working with. I decided to go with Danica because I was at a point where I was probably just going to coach myself. Mark had coached me before, and then he had to go somewhere, so I coached myself for the rest of my prep with under his guidance for the most part. But I just kind of felt like I've never been coached by a woman before. I thought that's a little funny, but I never have. I've only worked with male coaches. I've worked with like 3 or 4 different male coaches, and Danica gave me some really good feedback. She knew what I looked like on stage. She knew what I needed to improve. And she's also not too far away from me. And I hope to go meet up with her at some point during this prep to do some posing with her. So I hope to get that footage and share that with you guys. Basically, if you talk to any of the IFPA judging panel, like they all tell you basically like talk to Danica Johnson, like she knows her stuff in this sport. So to me it just made sense. So I reached out to her, and she's just an amazing person. She's really beautiful, and inside, when I say beautiful, she's beautiful on the outside, but she's just a really good soul, and she's so positive. And it's not like fakey positive, like some people you can tell they're just fake, and it's like, come on, you want to like be negative or swear or say something bad. But with her, she just is positive and just really gives off those positive vibes. And I'm super emotional during prep. For those of you that have followed me, I get a little crazy, and I want to cry, and I want to, say mean things about myself and be mean to myself. And I just felt like this would be a good change. Like, instead of prepping myself, I thought, I'm going to do a coach one more time and see how this goes. So far I've been prepping with her for the past few weeks, and it's been a really good experience. And she was aware of the changes in the division with the contest, and she really felt like I should still sign up and do it. So that's the game plan. And it is a little bit different. I have a lot of work to do on my part because posing is different. So, of course, by the time this girl gets her friggin' posing down, I'm going to do a different organization that poses different. But, you know what? That's okay. I'm up for the challenge. And it's not really that much different. It is a little bit stricter with like front pose, back pose. And you also have to do a quarter turn. And that's part of your posing, which I always kind of threw in a quarter turn to pop my booty, but that was never required. They never judged you, supposedly, based on that quarter turn. So the posing will be a little bit different. So I definitely am going to have to do my homework and feel comfortable with that. Same type of layout, though, as my last show. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm going to officially sign up. I am currently still following flexible dieting, and I'm following macros. And I really believe in this approach. I know it's kind of controversial, and some people think you need to do a meal plan, but I really feel strongly like you can get your best results with following flexible dieting. And for me, this is why. Because when I used to follow meal plans and someone told me this is exactly what you have to eat, meal 1 through 5, you have no options. That set me up for failure from the start. Looking at something like that and someone telling me you have no control over your food the next 12 weeks, that freaks me the hell out. That immediately makes me want to rebel. Maybe that doesn't make sense, but there's something inside of me that's like, you can't tell me what to eat for 12 weeks. I'll show you. I'll make my own little Kara substitutions and I'll make it work. And I just won't tell you I'm doing it. And that's, in all honesty, how I've done it in the past with meal prepping. I'm like, I don't want to eat chicken and broccoli. I'm just going to eat a protein bar. And my substitutions were never healthy. Sometimes it meant because I didn't want to eat tilapia and asparagus, I just didn't eat that last meal. Well, that's kind of disordered. And then it made my calories for the day super low, super restrictive, not healthy. Maybe not everyone responds to a meal plan as messed up as I do. But for me, having no options sets me up for failure, sets me up to have an unhealthy relationship with food. Because what it means to me is I eat something off plan, and then in my head, well, that's a cheat. I've screwed up my day. I'm not following my diet. And that's when you get in that mindset of all or nothing. Well, I might as well really go off my diet and get it all in while I'm off my diet type mentality that a lot of people go through. So for me, the past 2 preps with Mark following If It Fits Your Macros was so huge for me. I got great results. I feel like I looked my best ever. And I feel like, and even my sister said this to me, she's like, Kara, you're not like the same as you were before. You seem like you're in a much healthier place, not only with your food intake, but with your body image, with your confidence. And I feel like I'm there, and I think a lot of that is just having a healthier relationship with food. So it's really important for me to maintain that through prep, and I realize not everyone has that as a goal for their prep. Most people prep with the goal of I'm going to win first place and I'm going to turn pro. Doesn't mean those aren't still my goals, but I'm still going to prioritize my health and what happens post-competition and how I feel about myself. You see a lot of girls that, once they get lean, you've got this body dysmorphia where you don't feel like you're lean enough, you don't feel like you look good enough. Don't get me wrong, we all doubt ourselves. Most people do during prep, but I just feel like this change in my approach really just helped me have a better head on my shoulders, more realistic approach about my prep, more realistic view of my body, of what I was capable of, more confident. And that's just what worked for me. And I'm not knocking doing meal planning because I'm okay with meal planning if I'm the one doing it. Like if I'm the one that chooses I'm going to eat this like 5 times a day for the next 5 days. I just want to be in control. I don't know, maybe it doesn't make any sense at all, but I just thought I would talk about that I am still following macros. My macros have been pretty high, and I've pretty much been maintaining my weight for the most part, which is fine. I'm not like too far off where I need to be. I feel pretty comfortable with where I'm at and where I need to go, and I know what I need to work on based on my last competition, and hopefully, even though this competition is under a different organization, hopefully it's what they're looking for. I'm just going to bring my best, and I know what I want to improve on, so that's kind of just what I'm going to focus on, improving my glutes a little bit more, and improving my hamstrings a little bit more, maybe coming in just a touch tighter are some of my current goals, maybe adding a little more shoulder if I can. So those are my goals for this prep, and I do plan to do more prep-focused videos. For those of you that are like, she's cutting, this sucks, her videos are going to get boring, don't you worry. You guys know I give you variety, so I will still have plenty of other videos. The purpose of this channel is not cutting and counting macros for the rest of your life. You guys know I'm more than that. I'm a very well-rounded person, and I like to share all of that with you. So don't worry, there'll be more videos here for anyone that's just like not into cutting right now. It's all good. But that's my plan, WNBF. I gotta get that right. Natural Organization. The competition is April 9th. So like I said, I'm about 10 weeks out. And I will post Danica's information below if you guys want to follow her on Facebook or Instagram. Like I said, she really has a lot of like uplifting posts that make you go, yeah, I needed to read that today. And she's a really great person, so check her out. And don't forget to check out Tiger Fitness for all your supplement goodies that I will be using on prep. I need to stock up myself, so I will share all my prep supplements that I will be taking with you guys. I know people usually like to see that. Comment below with any other questions you have or what more you would like to see out of this prep for my next competition coming up this spring. So as always, thank you guys for all your support and subscribing to this channel. I love you all. Keep checking back for more. Did you get the glamorous? The glamour that is backstage on the show?
Yes, this is what it looks like backstage.
Bikini bite and everybody else brought bikini bite and it didn't work on anybody here. I bought Elmer's Blue and I was literally